From Nebraska's trusted news source, this is Channel 8 News Midday.
Breaking now this midday, a deadly crash sending multiple rescuers to the scene in Lincoln this morning. Good morning, everyone. Thank you so much for joining us. I'm Major Ward. One man is dead after a man crashed his car into a safety barrier and then brutally landed near the creek there. A swath of first responders. You can see them down here. Let me step to the side a little bit. You can see them moving around right there. LFR flooding the scene this morning. This is what it looked like. Sirens, police lights, and rescuers flooding the area just moments after the crash. Here's a closer look at the scene and first responders' response. LFR crews working to get the man out of the car. Lincoln police telling us the victim is a 56-year-old Lincoln man. They declared him dead at the scene. The crash happened around Speedway Circle and Park Boulevard around 7 o'clock this morning. Officials say the man's vehicle hit the cement barrier there and then flipped over. You can see the car near the bridge looking seriously damaged. Right now, officials are still trying to determine what exactly caused the crash. We'll keep you posted as we learn more and the identity of the victim. First responders managing to pull out a car, and take a look at this here. This is also from our Berry Law Tower camera. You can see the car getting pulled out. At this point, the road there is still blocked off to traffic while officials investigate. And we are following another big crash here in North Lincoln right now. This is a live look at the scene at 48th and R Streets, just north of O Street right there. You can see several first responders, an ambulance, several ambulances, several fire trucks, LPD at the scene there. Looks like the entire lane is blocked off at the intersection. This is right next to the Target. I think I see a TJ Maxx, the pawn shop at there. So very busy intersection. We'll keep you posted. We have a reporter heading that way as well. We'll keep an eye on what exactly happened. Now to that severe weather alert on top of all this for those around Lincoln and Omaha today. Yeah, heavy rain pounding down and loud thunder cracking in the sky in Lincoln this morning. This video from citizen journalist Melanie on our Now Local News app. It's soggy, but a little bit calmer outside right now in our Allen Communications camera, though that looks like we're going to get another good drop of rain here. Let's get to meteorologist Dominic Farrar with a breakdown of today's storm chances. It's just kind of gross out there right now, Dominic.
Yeah, certainly, Andrew. It's been kind of a gloomy close to the weekend here. I know we're hoping for a little more sunshine as we get closer to Memorial Day, but got to get through today first, and still pretty gloomy out there. At one point, we had a little bit of fog here on your Berry Law camera too, but it looks a little better here, at least than it did even 15 minutes ago, so that's always some good news there. But overcast skies here for the capital city. Temperatures at the Lincoln Airport into the lower 60s. It's the mid 60s here down at the KOKN studios. Winds out of the south and southeast between 10 and 15 miles per hour. Might see a couple gusts up to 30 the rest of the way here today, but unfortunately the storm chance is likely going to be the biggest thing that will inhibit any of those outdoor plans here for your Friday afternoon and evening. Upper 50s in the Grand Island area to the low to mid 50s as you head out towards the west. Here in the 60s though in southeastern Nebraska under some of that cloud cover that we saw this morning. Here's a look then. We take a look at those winds out of the south. Again, stronger here in the capital city between 10 and 15 miles per hour, but very windy as you head out towards the west between 20 and 25 miles per hour. A nice strong westerly breeze there. So you can kind of almost see this system and that counterclockwise turn as it departs the area here. Still looking at a fairly decent band of showers moving through the Omaha area. We just got that here in the capital city, I'd say within the last 2 hours or so. Not quite done for the day. We could see a few storm chances here going forward. Something we'll have to keep an eye on here as we go throughout the rest of your afternoon. We'll break that down and more coming up here in a few minutes.
Yeah, more rain and lightning videos pouring into our Now Local News app. This one from citizen journalist Tanya. As the severe weather unfolds today, we want to see what it's looking like around you. Use that QR code on your screen to download the app and take videos of rain and storms in your area safely and send them to us. But we want you to do that when it is safe, of course. The weather also impacting Husker softball. We're learning now that the game one of the Super Regional is today. So many disappointed fans leaving Bullitt Stadium late last night. But look at the crowd. My goodness, so many people flocking there. We hope they can get a chance to cheer the Big Red on again today. Game one will resume this afternoon in the bottom of the first inning with the score tied at 0 and Nebraska having a runner on first base. Sports Director Nate Johnson keeping us posted on those rain delays on our Now Local News app all night. This is the important detail for today's game. Only game one tickets will count. So if you purchased a game two ticket for today, it can now only be used on Saturday. Game 3 will likely be on Sunday, but that's still yet to be determined. Today's game resumes at 4 o'clock. Make sure to scan the QR code on your screen to stay up to date on everything weather-wise happening in this series. Husker baseball fans also watching the forecast today for the Big Ten tournament. The Huskers are set to play in the quarterfinals at 5 o'clock, but as Dominic just mentioned, that could be up in the air a little bit as well. We do know the opponent for the Huskers. They'll take on Michigan this afternoon. Of course, the Big Red are aiming for a third straight Big Ten tournament title this weekend.
And your Huskers are Big Ten champions. The Nebraska Cornhuskers have run the table and run it back. Oh, that's a deep drive! DC on senior day.
Yeah, quite the hype video shared by the Huskers there. Again, we're following everything happening with the weather on our Now Local News app. We'll keep you posted about what's happening, let you know any rescheduling news on air on the app today. Developing now, heartbreak in the racing world. 41-year-old NASCAR driver Kyle Busch tragically passing away. NASCAR and his family saying in a statement he was a future Hall of Famer. Kyle was a rare talent who came along once in a generation. Busch spending more than 2 decades in the sport, winning championships, setting records, and building a massive fan base known as Rowdy Nation. ABC's Andrea Fuji looks back at his impact and why the sports world is so heartbroken this morning.
This morning, the racing world in shock after the sudden death of 2-time NASCAR Cup Series champion Kyle Busch.
Kyle Busch behind the wheel, winning.
At just 41 years old, the married father of 2 died after being hospitalized with what his family describes as a severe illness. They did not elaborate. Reaction pouring in overnight. Denny Hamlin saying absolutely cannot comprehend this news. Dale Earnhardt Jr. saying, I will never be able to make sense of this loss, but I am thankful that we had found a way to become friends. Just 12 days ago, Busch radioed his crew during this race in upstate New York, asking a doctor to give him a shot. He was reportedly struggling with a sinus cold, made worse by the intense G-forces and elevation changes of the course.
He has asked to have medical attention available after the race.
I'm going to need a shot. Copy.
Although no cause of death has been given, doctors say bad colds can turn deadly.
In some situations, what may seem like a routine cold can actually turn into pneumonia, sepsis, meningitis, or may even affect other organs in your body. This can lead to some severe complications.
Busch won more races across NASCAR's 3 national series than any other driver in history. Just last week, after winning at Dover Motor Speedway, he gave a now very meaningful response to a reporter's question.
Why do these moments never get old, Kyle?
Because you never know when the last one is.
Off the track, Busch's family took front and center. He and his wife, Samantha, were vocal in the past about their struggles with infertility. In 2021, they spoke on the Tamron Hall Show about IVF, hoping to help other families.
When we were starting to go through it, we were trying to research, and there wasn't a whole lot out there.
In a joint statement last night, NASCAR and the Busch family saying Kyle was a rare talent, one who comes along once in a generation. He was fierce, he was passionate, he was immensely skilled, and he cared deeply about the sports and fans.
He was somebody who was willing, even at the top of his game and winning NASCAR championships, to still go and mentor and give advice to a teenager like me and a lot of other young drivers that came through his organization.
Andrea Fuji, ABC News, New York.
And for the latest developments on the death of Kyle Busch, including reaction from around the sports world, download the Now Local News app. That's where we first brought you this as breaking news. You can scan the QR code right now to download it and stay up to date as new information comes in. Only on 8, a service swapping group is taking off on Facebook.
This kind of just brings the light back into small businesses.
Save money and help other Nebraska small businesses. Their name is Business Besties. Channel 8's Jake Coleman joins us now to explain how they are having each other's backs.
Nobody has money right now, so this kind of just brings the light back into small businesses all over.
A group of Nebraskans coming together to support one another in hard times. And it was all started by Destiny Hadcock. A few days ago, she created a Facebook group called Business Besties, a place where hundreds of women-owned businesses can share, trade, and support one another. The goal? To save money and to create a community where small businesses can work together.
This economy, not everybody has the money, but everybody has the skill to do something. So that's kind of what this group brings out.
These photos you see here are just a few of the several businesses that are involved in this group and the products or services they have to offer. Hadcock says over 100 have already joined and now also created another bartering type group for co-ed, including everyone.
You know, that carpenter, that plumber has kids too. He might need a birthday cake and I'm a photographer, so like I might need something built as a backdrop, so like everyone has value.
But Hadcock says this is just the beginning.
For people that join, just like the more trades you have, the more variety you have, like there's nothing wrong with saving a little bit of money or a lot of money while you're at it.
Reporting in Lincoln, Jay Coleman, Channel 8 News.
Still ahead, making it work, how the governor and federal government are trying to help out first-time homebuyers from the very beginning of construction.
Founded and operated by American veterans and patriots, we are a personal injury law firm that brings a warrior ethos to every case. We are Barry Law.
Being a chief meteorologist isn't just a job, it's a passion. I care about every storm, every forecast, because this community matters to me. I've spent decades tracking Nebraska weather, and now I'm proud to be Lincoln's longest-serving chief meteorologist. This community has trusted me through snowstorms, heat waves, and everything in between, like the top 10 days. Every forecast and every storm, my goal is simple, to keep you safe, because this is my community too. I'm Rusty Dawkins, Chief Meteorologist for Channel 8, and I'm not going anywhere.
Summer starts now at Supreme Spa and Pool's Memorial Day sale. Save up to $7,100 off above ground pools.
Or score 40% off select packages.
Or take up to $5,000 off a premium spa.
Supreme Spa and Pool. Need mulch and someone to install it for you? Try Yankee Hill Landscape. Need river rock or delivery of dirt? Try Yankee Hill Landscape. Yankee Hill Landscape. Competitive prices. Great service. Located at 118th and Yankee Hill Road.
At Spectrum, we believe you shouldn't have to choose between speed, reliability, and value. That's why Spectrum fiber-powered internet gives you all three for just $40 a month. No contracts, no commitment. Just great internet at a great price. Spectrum fiber-powered internet delivers the fastest and most reliable internet for everything you do at home. Streaming, gaming, and connecting. Switch today and get Spectrum fiber-powered internet for just $40 a month. Call now or go online.
Founded and operated by American veterans and patriots, we are a personal injury law firm that brings a warrior ethos to every case. We are Barry Law.
New details now. State and federal leaders say getting Nebraskans into homes faster starts with cutting costs. In Fremont, Governor Jim Pillen and the U.S. Housing Secretary talked about what they call outdated building rules and how changing them could help lower the price of building homes here in Nebraska. Leaders say some building requirements are adding thousands of dollars to the cost of new homes, which they say makes it harder for first-time buyers. They pointed to things like energy codes, street width requirements, and certain plumbing standards as possible targets for change. This comes as many people are dealing with high housing costs and growing demand.
The number one crippler of building and development in our country is regulation. Regulatory environment cripples development. And a lot of it is on the local level. We're leading that HUD from a federal standpoint, and I'm encouraging all localities, states, and cities to take inventory of the regulatory environment.
Governor Pillen also pushed for removing what he called outdated building requirements, saying, quote, "We don't need copper pipes in housing anymore. We can put plastic pipes in and it works just as well."
Well, we continue to get some much needed moisture across eastern Nebraska. We could see a few outdoor events impacted here for your Friday afternoon by severe weather. We'll take a look at the latest coming up here after the break.
Figuring
Chiclet alone and afraid until someone decided to do something about it. Sophie Wyckoff reports.
Alone, abandoned, and without a nest, a baby bald eaglet sat injured and helpless in the grove of trees near Moville, Iowa, Wednesday night.
The eagle nest was down, and we looked and found that the baby was on the ground.
Sunday's storm left the one-year-old bald eagle stranded, one of the many animals impacted by severe weather.
We knew we shouldn't mess with it, leave it alone, and let the experts take care of it, so that's why we placed the calls.
One of the photographers who found the injured eaglet said the moment was an emotional one.
Pretty sad, I mean, to know that they're displaced and don't know what's going to happen to them from this point on.
Jensen called the Iowa Department of Natural Resources, but KTIV reached out to Raptor Rescue and got in touch with licensed wildlife rehabilitator Amanda Hayes. She rescued the eaglet, and after further examination, she noticed the eaglet had a broken leg and other injuries that could affect her survival.
The one we picked up yesterday was really dehydrated, emaciated, and probably would not have made it through the night if we didn't get that phone call.
The eaglet is now recovering. She will be sent to SOAR. That's the Special Operations Aid and Rescue, to get x-rays and rehabilitation. The goal is to release her into the wild when she's ready. Hayes says that if you encounter an eagle or any injured wildlife, leave it alone and call a professional. Eagles are federally protected and can be dangerous.
This is a dangerous animal that could do a lot of harm to someone who is not experienced in handling them.
Forever Wildlife Lodge and Clinic in Woodbury County says rehabilitation can take several months. But once that eagle is released, it will find a mate and build its own nest. Near Moville, Iowa, Sophie Wyckoff, KTIV News 4.
Now, for your Storm Alert Team forecast with meteorologist Houston Hall.
Hey, surprise, it's me again. Houston didn't come sub in quick for the weather segment, but taking a look here at some much needed moisture that we've gotten over the last 24 hours here in southeast Nebraska. About a quarter of this is again 24 hours, so some of this includes the end of the day here on Thursday, but about a quarter of that fell before midnight, and now we've gotten close to a quarter inch here, and maybe a little more than that here on your Friday too, and several spots there. You're close to an inch and a quarter there, a little over that in Columbus, closing in on an inch and a half in Kearney, so certainly some areas that have been fairly dry for the majority of the winter, now moving here into the spring, getting some needed moisture. Even though yesterday, after that quarter inch we got on Thursday, we were still about an inch and a half behind average on the year so far, so we'll take the moisture where we can get it. Still in that drought too here in eastern Nebraska, and that only worsens as you get out towards central and western portions of the state. But look at this, some much needed moisture for areas that certainly could use it, so always some good news there, and hopefully then we'll get a couple more chances at precipitation here going forward. Look at that, Norfolk, almost 2 inches of rain here in the last 24 hours, so it's definitely been a busy close here to the week before we get ready for your Memorial Day holiday. Here's a look in the capital city. ABC Seamless cameras, some passing clouds here still, fairly low hanging too. Not any sort of severe weather risk at the moment with that, but we've seen a little bit of fog out there too. Could have some visibility issues maybe as we're getting ready to head out towards lunch. So just maybe something to keep an eye on just to be safe. I know I've been looking at our Berry Law camera, and at times it has looked fairly foggy out there. So something to keep an eye on. But 60s here for southeastern Nebraska, the upper 50s then for the Tri-Cities, and then the lower 50s for really just about everybody else outside of that. 62 here in Lincoln, almost 60, it's almost 70 degrees, excuse me, in Beatrice, so they're warming up well. 60 in Nebraska City, 62 for the Big Ten tournament up in Omaha there. I know baseball's trying to get going with some of this rain in the area. We'll see about that. And then taking a look at those winds, it's strong, noticeable, but not necessarily anything that should ruin any afternoon plans. Unfortunately, that's probably going to be the storm chances here. But here's a look at your visible satellite. Might be getting a few sprinkles here in the capital city as kind of this morning wave of showers continues to move off here to the east, just moving through the Omaha metro now into portions of southwestern Iowa, and should be out of our hair, at least for round one, but we'll have to keep an eye on here. Starting to see a little bit of clearing out towards the west that could help spark up a few more showers then as we go throughout the rest of the day today. In fact, Stormcast does think it's going to happen here once again as we go through the lunch hour, and we could see those storms try and linger here over the next couple hours. Outside of that, right along that I-80 corridor between Lincoln and Omaha, could see a few rumbles of thunder, maybe even some hail damaging winds out of an isolated storm or two in here, but that will continue then to try and move off towards the east fairly slowly as we go throughout the rest of your Friday evening. Then as that storm system continues to depart here, the Central Plains off to the north and east. A little more cloudy than for the start of your Saturday morning, but should hopefully then see a little more sunshine as we're wrapping things up. Another storm chance there off to north central and northeastern Nebraska. They don't stick around for too long, but it's a possibility here heading into early Sunday morning. So we do still have that marginal level 1 out of 5 risk of severe weather. This did just update here from the Storm Prediction Center. $quarter to half-dollar sized hail and 60 to 65 mile-per-hour wind gusts would be a possibility in the strongest storms of that. So I think the majority of us likely might see a shower, possible thunderstorm or two. But then as we head through the rest of the weekend here, Sunday, another shot at some potential storms here, mainly looking during the afternoon and evening hours here for central Nebraska. And then we'll try and move their way off towards the east. So that's something we'll just have to keep an eye on here. We'll get a little more model data as we go throughout the rest of the day today. But we do have a marginal level 1 out of 5 risk of severe weather for Sunday afternoon and evening, where we could see an isolated strong to severe storm or two. For the rest of the forecast, though, 75, a little afternoon sunshine there for your Saturday forecast. We'll keep an eye on the rain chance there for Sunday, but for the moment, mostly sunny skies. Temperatures almost to the 90s here for Memorial Day.
All right, sounds good. Thank you very much, Dominic. New at midday, Spotify is making it easier for people to see their favorite bands and singers in person. The streaming service is setting aside tickets for those who are determined to be the biggest fans of those artists. Spotify will use streams and shares to pick the people who will be eligible for this offer. This arrangement, which starts this summer, comes due to a multi-year partnership between Spotify and Live Nation. And fans who get selected will have a set amount of time to buy the tickets if they choose to do so. As of right now, there's no word on which artists will be involved with this feature. Still ahead, people already lining up for a piece of a massive fund, which President Trump allies are hoping to score some cash, and why this is causing criticism from several entities.
All at once, the whole state knows it's time. Every seat is filled. Every screen is on. Everyone's watching. Even when it's quiet, it's all you can hear. We built this together, a tradition that connects us. Families united across Nebraska, across generations. And Allo is proud to be part of it. What we've built is a legacy, and we're just getting started.
We're here for all the action. Every team, every matchup, every night, bringing you the best local sports coverage in the game. Channel 8, bringing you Nebraska Now.
Imagine relaxing on a beautiful new deck right in your own backyard. With Heartland Red Construction, Lincoln homeowners are transforming outdoor spaces into the perfect place to gather, grill, and unwind. Their award-winning team specializes in custom composite and PVC decks, built for quality, durability, and decades of enjoyment. Heartland Red has earned national recognition and multiple awards for customer satisfaction. That means quality you can trust. If you've been dreaming about a new deck, now's the time. Call Heartland Red today and schedule your free estimate.
Start your summer with something extraordinary. At Ashley's Memorial Day sale, discover hot buys for every room starting at just $249. Plus, refresh your outdoor oasis with our biggest price drops of the season. And with 0% interest for 60 months, you can take home your favorite styles today and pay over time. And save up to 50% off floor samples and closeouts. Only at Ashley's Memorial Day sale, going on now in Kearney, Grand Island, North Platte, and Beatrice.
This is Arby's pulled pork and chopped brisket. This is the juicy result of slow smoking meat for up to 13 hours. And this is you forgetting time exists and getting lost in the sauce.
Arby's, we have the meat.
Developing now, January 6 defendants and allies of President Trump are among those already lining up for the administration's almost $1.8 billion compensation fund. The Justice Department says the fund will go to those who allege they were wrongly targeted under the Biden administration. ABC's Christiane Cordero reports.
Today, some of the president's allies are lining up for a piece of the Department of Justice's so-called anti-weaponization fund as Democrats scramble to stop it in its tracks.
Democrats have filed in court to block it. Democrats have filed legislation to block it. Democrats are going to fight in the budget process, the appropriations process, to block it. It shouldn't exist.
The nearly $1.8 billion fund will be paid for by taxpayers. The DOJ created it in exchange for President Trump agreeing to drop several legal actions, including his $10 billion lawsuit against the IRS. Acting Attorney General Todd Blanche will create the fund and appoint 5 commissioners to oversee it, a process that requires little to no transparency. In a statement, outgoing Senator Mitch McConnell writes, quote, "So the nation's top law enforcement official is asking for a slush fund to pay people who assault cops? Utterly stupid, morally wrong, take your pick." Among those who say they'll file claims for compensation, former Proud Boys leader Enrique Tarrio, who was convicted of seditious conspiracy charges following the January 6, 2021 riot at the Capitol. And Trump ally Mike Lindell alleges his company lost $400 million from election-related lawsuits. Lindell was one of the most vocal deniers of the 2020 presidential election results.
I was glad to see it might be a faster way to get my employees that all were hurt. Some of them lost everything. And so I think it's a real good thing for everybody.
Trump's former lawyer turned adversary, Michael Cohen, says he also wants payment, alleging his tax returns were leaked just like the president's were. Christiane Cordero, ABC News, Washington.
Still ahead, travel troubles could be waiting for millions this weekend. How people are battling the long lines at airports and the higher costs on the roads. Stay with us.
Nebraska's trusted news source. This is Channel 8 News Midday.
At this hour, millions of people all over the country are hitting the road for Memorial Day weekend. Whether driving or flying, travelers are facing challenges stemming from the war in Iran. Gas at a record high, refueling expensive for drivers. And for those flying, the high cost of jet fuel, making the price for flights and food sky high. For more on what travelers are seeing, here's ABC's Andrew Dimber.
It's shaping up to be one of the busiest travel periods in years, Memorial Day weekend. From highways to airports, a record-breaking 45 million Americans are expected to travel, according to AAA. And the TSA says it expects to screen about 18 million passengers and crew during the holiday travel window. At some airports, security lines and crowded gates are already testing travelers' patience.
I was a little nervous for Memorial Day weekend just because school's being out and closed and everyone wants to go away.
But complicating air travel, a sinkhole near the runway at New York's LaGuardia Airport, one of the busiest in the nation. The runway still closed today for repairs, prompting major delays and cancellations.
I mean, all flights are booked. They're all sold out.
Nationwide, the busiest airports are Atlanta, Chicago, Dallas, and Denver, with more than 53,000 flights scheduled. While on the roads, more than 39 million Americans are projected to drive to their destination, despite high gas prices. The war in Iran spiking fuel costs. An average gallon of regular gas now $4.56. Last year on Memorial Day, the national average was $3.17 a gallon. This year marks the highest gas prices since the summer of 2022.
It's definitely going to cost a lot more this trip than other trips have.
And whether by plane or car, some travelers are heading into a wet weekend and chaotic start to the holiday, with heavy rain, flash flooding, and widespread travel delays looming across much of the country.
As for that sinkhole here at LaGuardia, officials say the goal is to complete all repairs and inspections by tomorrow morning so that the runway can reopen well before Monday's travel rush. Reporting from LaGuardia Airport, Andrew Dimbert, ABC News, New York.
And I'm sure many travelers will be watching the skies today. We're tracking severe weather chances later this evening.
Kind of a funky color in the sky today as the sun.
Yeah, a little bit funky color throughout the morning. Already heavy rain and thunder falling this morning in the capital city. Assistant journalist Melanie showing us a kind of gloomy start today. But I don't think many people are going to be complaining about the moisture too much. Here's a live look outside at current conditions. This is 48th and Cornhusker over there in our ABC Seamless camera. Got another chance for storms later today. Let's get on over to meteorologist Dominic Farrow, who's got an updated forecast here for us. You might notice that sun poking out just a little bit, Dominic.
Just a tiny bit. Yeah, I know. It was kind of crazy. You look at ABC there, cloudy, wet streets, and then I'll take a look here at the Allo Communications camera, and there's a little bit of blue skies out there, and that probably then will help our chances at seeing a little more rain as we go throughout the rest of the afternoon. Still got the wet streets though here on South 21st and L Street. I know we'll take the moisture we can get it. That's been nice to get some good rain chances out of this. Unfortunately, it has come at the cost of delaying the softball game, but we gotta take what we can get, and then thankfully, hopefully we'll be able to get that game in today. 60s here for those current temperatures, 50s as you head out towards the west. It's including 64 here in the capital city. This is a nice view of kind of like the overall just system that's moving through. Nice counterclockwise turn there as you get up into northwestern Nebraska and portions of South Dakota, and then the showers then descending down from Sioux City towards the Omaha metro and then off into even far northwestern Missouri there. So that moved through this morning. We'll likely see a few more showers spark up this afternoon in central Nebraska and then move their way towards the east. We do have a marginal level 1 out of 5 risk of severe weather. That means we could see an isolated severe storm or two with a broken line of storms that is expected to move through our area as we go throughout the rest of the afternoon. Hail and damaging winds the main concern, but always not a bad idea to have that severe weather plan in place as always. We'll slowly climb up here to the mid-60s here for the lunch hour, and then we're on the way to the upper 60s, low 70s then for your highs today in Lincoln. Only getting warmer as we head throughout your Memorial Day weekend. We'll have some more details on that here in a few minutes.
Talk to you then. Thank you very much, Dominic. That's the new details on the hantavirus outbreak. Health officials providing a new update this morning. They say a 12th case has been confirmed, and it's a crew member from the cruise ship linked to the outbreak. The WHO head says the patient is from the Netherlands and is now in isolation. He says they are monitoring over 600 people in 30 countries who could have been exposed to the virus. 18 Americans from that ship are still in quarantine right now, 16 of them here in Nebraska. Officials say they are doing well.
Our team, our nurses and techs continue to do twice daily symptom checks, twice daily fever checks, temperature checks, and that is going very smoothly. Our physicians on the team are reviewing that data daily.
More from today's briefing coming up tonight at 5 and 6. We'll hear from officials, more officials from the response on the National Quarantine Center in Omaha. Developing now, President Trump is making a decision impacting grocery stores across America, and it may put your health at risk. He's tweaking refrigeration rules, and it might just save you some bucks at the store, but it may not come with consequences. Journalist Danielle Da Silva breaks down the pros and cons.
Thanks to today's reforms, the American people have lower grocery prices, cheaper transportation of goods, a lower cost of air conditioning, at no detriment at all to our country. Zero.
So what are these rules and how are they changing? Both aim to do away with a toxic chemical called hydrofluorocarbons. The first rule mandates grocery stores and other businesses to replace refrigeration models that lack features to prevent the release of these toxins. Now, President Trump is delaying the deadline of this replacement. Putting this off is directly delaying food price increases that would have been necessary for them to afford the change. The owner of Food Fresh grocery stores says,
I literally 2 years ago put in equipment that should have about 20 more years of useful life, and to replace literally every single piece of equipment in our store would have been unbelievably cost prohibitive, driving up costs as we fight every day to try to keep them as low as we can.
You could look for $800,000 to $1.5 million per store to do a change out.
The second rule, targeting restrictions within refrigerated transport trucks, initially aiming to prevent the leaking of these toxins within those trucks. But now Trump says these types of trucks will be excluded from any previous restrictions. EPA President Lee Zeldin says the changes won't influence public health, but other supporters for the initial rules disagree. Climate campaign director Avipsa Mahapatra sent this statement to Channel 8. Today's decision is a reckless step backwards for climate action, public health, and economic certainty. Amid dangerous heat waves, climate fuel disasters, and rising energy costs, administration is choosing to weaken one of the most effective climate measures available. Danielle De Silva for Channel 8 News.
New at midday, Lincoln Police and Fire and Rescue are sounding the alarm on e-bikes and e-scooters.
Heard your complaints, and we're seeing firsthand more dangerous riding behavior, crashes, and injuries across Lincoln.
Officials say they've seen 15 crashes with e-bikes or e-scooters this year. LFR says that's more than double of last year's pace of 35 in total. LPD's Chief Michon Morrow says enough is enough.
Kids are also riding mini bikes illegally on our streets, sidewalks, trails, and school property, unfortunately leading to damage. Mini bikes are only allowed on private property. They can be impounded and riders cited for violations.
LPD says e-bikes and e-scooter riders still need to follow the rules of the road and only ride on specific spots designated for them. Well, right now, seniors across the capital city getting ready for their next chapter after their high school experience. Lincoln Public Schools conducting a senior send-off this weekend with 8 graduations over the next 3 days. That starts tonight with Lincoln Southeast over at Pinnacle Bank Arena. The clear bag policy is in effect for everyone planning to attend in person. For everyone else, there are live streams available on the LPS website. So this means you probably won't be able to get around too much in the Haymarket area this weekend. Canopy Street between Q and R Streets, and then R Street between Alley East and then Red One Garage and 7th Street will both be closed starting today. Here's a look at that area. Now the streets will remain closed throughout the weekend and will reopen on Tuesday. Make sure you download the Now Local News app if you have any videos you want to send us of your graduate. And the Team Jack Foundation is celebrating a successful UNO tournament fundraiser. Alongside family, Liam is hosting this event to benefit childhood brain cancer research. The fundraiser raised $1,500 for research through a raffle, split the pot fundraiser tournament, entry fees and donations. Now Liam is facing his own battle with brain cancer and is still determined to make a difference in the lives of other children and families. Congratulations on another successful fundraiser. Still ahead, a drastic drop for farmers while the #1 seller of farm supplies is struggling right now. Deer shares tumble as farmers face challenges. Here's Jane King with your Ag and Energy Report.
Deere shares fell sharply as farm machinery sales stay sluggish. The world's biggest farm machinery maker kept its profit outlook unchanged. More uncertainty lies ahead for farmers who have been under pressure for years with prices not keeping pace with elevated costs. So spending on new tractors and combines and other implements remains limited. Well, NOAA revealed its forecast for the 2026 Atlantic hurricane season, predicting a below normal season, citing El Nino weather conditions. And this is good news for the energy industry in the Gulf as hurricanes can disrupt oil production. It's also positive for agriculture in Florida and the Carolinas. Jeff Bezos made a $34 million bet to replace cotton and polyester. The Bezos Earth Fund is backing lab-grown fibers and biodegradable textiles. The aim is to replace some of the most resource-intensive materials in the global clothing industry with alternatives that could dramatically reduce the industry's environmental footprint. And new Kroger CEO Greg Foran confirmed industry speculation that he's planning to cut prices on thousands of products. He said Kroger customers are buying cheaper and fewer groceries in the months ahead. Foran said that Kroger would test lower pricing before rolling them out more broadly, and he added Kroger will get the money to lower prices by improved sourcing from suppliers and use of technology. From the New York Stock Exchange, I'm Jane King with your Ag and Energy Report.
Now, your Storm Alert Team Forecast with meteorologist Dominic Ferraro.
Well, with plenty of rain chances in the forecast and lots of outdoor events as we get ready to head into your Memorial Day weekend, we're going to keep an eye here on the potential for a few stronger storms as we go throughout the afternoon. For the moment, light showers here just to the north of the capital city, right along I-80, close to the 56th Street exit there. That will continue to move off then to the north and east towards northeastern Lancaster County and then off towards the Omaha Metro. For the moment, this line of showers and thunderstorms, there's been some rumbles of thunder here occasionally. Now moving off into western portions of Iowa. That should be cleared out for the moment, but it's right in here that we're going to have to start keeping an eye on then for the potential for a few more storms to develop as we go throughout the rest of the afternoon. We'll take a look at visible satellite, starting to see a little bit of sunshine out there too. But for the moment in Beatrice, cloudy skies here in your Shones roofing camera. Quiet morning there. Looks like the road's fairly dry down in Beatrice. 68 degrees for your current temperatures, at 64 here in Lincoln. The 50s then as you head out towards central Nebraska, and a few spots there just sneaking their way into the 50s for Chadron, Valentine there, and some cooler weather then off to our north and west. But southeast Nebraska has seen the warmest temperatures so far here for your Friday morning, as the majority of us here are already into the mid-60s. Although I don't know how much warmer we'll get as we go throughout the rest of the day. It all kind of depends on how much cloud cover we can see stick around. But for the moment, might even see a little bit of sunshine if you are heading out to lunch here. So we'll keep an eye on that for you here. And the implications of that is we could see a few more storms as we go throughout the rest of your Friday here. So I'm going to keep an eye again here, that clearing in and around the Grand Island area, and then especially as you get out towards the west of that too, something to keep an eye on. Could see a few more storms spark up here. A little different model here. This is the North American model. It's kind of handled the timing of the precipitation here in eastern Nebraska a little bit better. It does tend to kind of overproduce precipitation too, so take that with a little bit of a grain of salt as we look at this going forward. But still, again, chances for a few showers, maybe an isolated strong to severe thunderstorm along the I-80 corridor between Lincoln and Omaha as we go throughout this afternoon. That's a possibility in the first model we showed you. Still the case here on the second one as we get then closer to dinner time tonight. And even then, still a few more showers trying to hang on in western Iowa as we go into early Saturday morning. Still looking at that cloud cover expected to build here for the start of your Saturday. Maybe a few light showers out towards the north or the south and west. But after that, then partly cloudy skies here for the majority of the start to our Memorial Day weekend. Another chance, though, even on this model, of seeing a few storms there for north central Nebraska, and they'll try and move their way off to the north and east. Most of this, though, likely going to fizzle out here before we head into the start of our day on Sunday, but Sunday afternoon, different story there. Still got that marginal level 1 out of 5 risk of severe weather here in southeastern Nebraska. Hail, the main concerns in the latest update from the Storm Prediction Center. We'll keep an eye on a few gusty winds as a possibility there too. Now going forward, here's a look at your stormcast for Sunday. And as we'll see, as we go towards the afternoon here, the European model does pop up a few showers here just to my, just to the north and central portions of the state. And then we expect this here to move off towards the east as we go throughout the rest of the day here Sunday afternoon. afternoon into Sunday evening and should be wrapped up here then by the time we head towards Memorial Day. Still got that marginal level 1 out of 5 risk of severe weather on Sunday afternoon and evening as well. So we could see an isolated strong to severe storm, and we'll have some more details as we go and head into your evening newscast then tonight. Temperatures this afternoon, upper 60s, maybe a few spots will try and sneak their way into the low 70s. I think that's mainly confined here to far southeastern Nebraska. Hopefully going to see a little bit more sunshine though as we go towards your Saturday afternoon. I know north central Nebraska might see a few storms. Would be nice to kind of get a little more sunshine, but we do warm up here into the 80s by Sunday, 88 degrees and sunny for Memorial Day. So hopefully everyone has some time to get outside there. A few more storm chances then as we head towards the middle of next week.
I think some kiddos are going to be pretty happy about the pool forecast for that day. So.
Yes, you know, the pool at my apartment just opened up. Might not be a bad call there.
Sounds good. Thank you very much, Dominic. Still ahead this midday, Britney Spears is under fire again. And what newly obtained footage is revealing in her DUI case. Now police handle her situation.
The best.
Police dashcam video now released of the pop star's arrest. The newly obtained footage shows Spears trying to complete a field sobriety test. ABC's Rhiannon Alley explains.
I need you to step out of your car, okay?
This morning, newly released dashcam video capturing the moment California Highway Patrol officers placed Britney Spears in handcuffs following her March arrest for suspected DUI.
The reason I pulled you over like I'm telling you is because you were driving in the middle of 2 lanes, okay?
In the footage obtained by ABC News, Spears is seen moments after being pulled over. This after multiple 911 calls about her driving.
I'm reporting a erratic driving person as of right now. They're driving a BMW.
Spears can be seen speaking with an officer for a few moments before he slips on the cuffs and leads her away. Later in the video, she's heard asking officers off camera about her phone.
Wait, did you guys take my phone? Yeah, your phone's in your purse. I know, but did you guys take it out of my phone, my purse? No, it's still in there.
In a copy of the police report also released to ABC News, officers say they noticed the distinct odor of an alcoholic beverage. When asked if she was intoxicated, Spears replied she had one mimosa earlier in the day, but also told them,
I could drink probably 4 bottles of wine and take care of you. I'm an angel.
Officers observing her mood changed from confrontational and agitated to flamboyant and compliant, adding she also appeared to speak with a British accent at times. Spears allegedly admitting to them that she had taken Adderall, Prozac, and Lamictal, a mood stabilizer. Both breathalyzers from that night wound up testing lower than the legal limit in California. And a month after her arrest, Spears voluntarily checked herself into rehab. In May, she pleaded guilty to a diminished misdemeanor charge of reckless driving, which carries a year probation. Her lawyer stating at the time Brittany has accepted responsibility for her conduct and is grateful for the outpouring of support she has received. Rhiannon Alley, ABC News, New York.
Still ahead, a song about AI is all the rage right now on social media. Who is behind the catchy tune? Next.
At Capitol.